Well, doesn't look like I'll be going fishing today, does it? I reckon it's going to get worse. Blimey, I think they're right. We'll see if we can make it to the workshop and catch up with a few odd jobs that want doing. Well, as you can see, I'm in my workshop and I've lit my little fire, and all the apple prunings have gone through the chipper, and this is a good way of getting rid of them, and at the same time I get a bit of heat. Anyway, I'm joined today with some guests that have turned up. So we're lucky to be joined by my mate Jacob. You alright, Jacob? Well, it's nice to see you.
Hello, good morning.
Well, good morning to you too. You've caught me today. I'm cutting up some old shirts for rags. Always short of rags in a workshop. Don't matter how many I get. But shirts are sort of, they're a nice material, aren't they? Get rid of the buttons and the cuffs. Amazing where all this muck comes from. Never mind, we'll get there. Actually, I thought that was you coming the gate, because you've got a very, very distinctive motor car, haven't you? It's, or the sound of it. It's a Bentley, isn't it?
Yes, I've got two elderly Bentleys, one made in 1936 and one in 1968. So 3.5 litre Derby Bentley is the 36 one, which is a very beautiful car.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, well, if you ever get a bit skint, I'd be happy to sort of take one off your hands, you know. What am I doing here today? I'm making a time capsule. Well, I'm making two actually. I'm also making one as a treasure hunt. And I was just machining some parts up and getting some sizes, and found this was a bit sticky, so we've given it a squirt of that. Anyway, it's a great pleasure. As I say, it's a great pleasure having you here this morning. It's a great shame you got a dash. Anyway, next time you're passing by, do drop in for a cup of tea and a Garibaldi.
Like Garibaldi.
Good, I look forward to seeing you then.
Thank you very much. That's very kind.
What am I doing here? Wow, it's a remote control for the telly and the recorder. And I spilt a glass of Toro Loco over it last night, and now it's drunk. Oh dear. Don't know if it comes apart. Should do, shouldn't it? Take the batteries out. You'd probably say, why am I bothering? They're only a few quid, but I haven't got one at the moment, and it's getting the right one. And anyway, it's probably only the wine under the buttons, I suspect. Don't know. We'll have a go later. Another little job I've got on, I picked up this old phone. It's an old GPO issue rotary phone. I'm sure you know this sort of thing. Oh, the light's shining on that a bit bad, isn't it? Never mind. Anyway, you can see the problem there. It's not returning, it's all gummy up. Wonder if that's had wine in it. Anyway, it's an interesting mechanism in there. Anyway, I've got a use for. So more on that later. Alright, well here's the innards of the phone. And that's the mechanism that isn't working quite right. And this particular one has got a plastic dust cover over it. Anyway, I want it out to clean it up. To take the case off, it's only held on by one little bolt at the back. There is no need to take the bolt out, just undo it half a dozen times and or turns, and then lift this up, and you'll have to depress the the receiver buttons as you do, and it'll come off. And here you can see the whole mechanism. It's rather nicely made. This particular dial, you'll find there's 4 wires going to it. They're all coloured, and all these tabs are marked, so just make a note which colour goes to which tab. It's that simple. And then I thought, well, how does this come away from the phone? And there's sort of bolt arrangements on the bell here, and they go through, and I thought, no, that'd be easier than that. And GPO engineers are actually good engineers, and they've thought this out. And this dial is only held on by that one bolt at the top there. I'll zoom in, see if you can see. And like the one at the back, all you have to do is slacken it off. You don't have to take it out. There we go. Slacken it off, and then this will lift up, and then there's little pegs at the bottom. Let's zoom back back that way. Okay, so now we can get at the mechanism. I could possibly do it without disconnecting the wires, but just for ease of showing this video, I'll disconnect those 4. So bear with me. Okay, if I get close in, the camera should see it. There's a governor here. This is the governor, and determines the speed at which the thing goes back against the spring. And there are 2 little weights that fly out against this little plastic cup. There's exactly the same principle on gramophone governors and on steam engines. So as they spin out, they rub against that, and it keeps the speed constant. So with the aid of a little drop of WD, you can see it's now fine. It's a very nice mechanism. And then how far you turn this round depends how many of these indentations those points make. As you've probably gathered, it's a pulsed direct ratio, as opposed to tones of modern digital ones. But anyway, this is when they made things properly. So we'll reassemble that. I don't know who originally had the phone. While you've got this out, if you want to change that label, if you give it a good tap, this plastic cover comes out and you can put your own number in. Well, I'll leave that for now. Okay, we'll reassemble it. Brilliant. Well, next up is the remote. I've split it. It's only pushed together plastic very carefully with a thin bladed screwdriver, and that's the membrane that sits in there. Have you ever pulled phones apart? It's that sort of thing. Anyway, wine sort of got in there, and what I've done is I've taken a little bud and generally cleaned up where the wine was spilt. Get rid of that there. The important bit probably is underneath. Anyway, look, you can see I got some of that. Good stuff that was. Okay. That's okay. Right, the important bit is these little doubly bits at the back. Zoom in a bit. They've sort of got carbony deposits on them, and then they push against these little pieces, and they just effectively, well, it's a switch, but what it actually does is just reduce the resistance across those little pieces. So I'm going to clean this up. Zoom back. I'm going to clean this up with a couple of cotton buds, and I don't know if it's the right thing, but always worth a try. And I'm trying just a little drop of carbon tetrachloride. I think that should be alright. Anyway, just give a little poke. It will evaporate, that's the good thing about this. Probably you could use something else, I don't know. Anyway, do each one. Well, that's what I'm going to do. And I'll do the same with this. Do the whole lot. Is this going to work? I don't know, but just for 5 minutes it's worth a try, isn't it? Right. Look at the colour of that. Try the other end. Okay, I'll do no more than that. I'll just let it dry. This is, well, you can see how quickly it dries, look. I'll do that again. Watch. Carbon tetrachloride, excellent stuff. Okay. When dry, I'll reassemble, put the batteries in, and with a bit of luck, save myself a few quid and the hassle of going to the shop trying to find a replacement. So there'll be no fighting over the remote tonight, hopefully. Okay, that's it. Simple as that. Okay, well, I can report job's a good one. All works fine. So, well worth that effort, wasn't it? Finally, my latest acquisition. This is Kitty. She's a brindle tabby and she's about 2 years old. And we've just got her and we're just getting acquainted.